Okay, so you have learned all the ways of solving a system. We have done it in 3 different ways. Here they are, graphing. So you would plot the lines in your calculator, see where they intersect, and that one point of intersection would be the solution to the system. Or substitution. So that is where you turn one equation into x equals or into y equals, and you substitute that information into the other equation. Or elimination, where you pick a variable to create the coefficients. You want the coefficients to be the same number with opposite signs. So that when you smush the two together, that variable is eliminated. Okay, so those are the 3 ways, and we're going to take those 3 ways to solve problems. So this is probably the biggest word problem section in your Math 10 career, and it's the last thing you're going to do. It's great. End on a high note, right? Okay, so here we go. It says we can solve a variety of types of problems using a system of equations. There are 4 general steps to solving problems, to problem solving, that are in the flow chart. So that helps you, great. You're going to want to get variables to represent the unknown values. You're going to want to form equations. You can have 2 equations, right? Form a system, that means 2 equations. And then you're going to want to solve. And of course, you can solve using any of the options we have presented. If it says algebraically solve it, you're going to want to use either elimination or substitution. And of course, make sure you answer the problem and check the solution. So here we go. The difference between 2 numbers is 9. Step 1, come up with your 2 numbers. So it says the larger number is 3 more than twice the smaller, blah, blah, blah. We have a big and a small. So let's let x be the small, and then y can be the big, okay? So if you know that, then it says the difference. Oh, you know what? I think it'd be easier to go the other way. Let's start over. Let's let x be the big and y be the small, just because I think it'll be easier in this next one. It doesn't matter, but the difference between the 2 numbers is 9. Okay, now here we go. Every word in English means something in math. The difference means you're going to have to subtract. Between the 2 numbers is 9. So if you took the big and you subtracted the small, you would get 9. The word is means equals. Okay, next sentence. The larger number, that would be x, is means equals. 3 more than means plus. Twice means I times it by 2, the smaller. There you go. So you just turn those English words, you translate them into symbols for math. And when you get that, everything you've done so far will be simple. You can either solve using substitution or elimination. Since I already have my x equals already done, I'm going to put that, and substitution will be my goal. So I'm going to put this value for x back into the other equation. So 3 plus 2y minus y equals 9. Put it right in here for this x. So 3 plus y equals 9, so y equals 6. Pretty simple to get that one. And of course, to get x, we're going to substitute once more. X is going to be 3 plus 2 times 6. That's 12, 13, 14, 15. X equals 15. There you go. There's your big and your small number. To check, we must check them in the original equations that we had created. So that would be this equation here and this one here. So we'll just double check. So you'll go 15 take away 6. Is that equal to 9? Yes. They're quick checks. And the other one would be 15 equals 3 plus 2 times 6. Yep. Okay. So all done. So you could say LS equals RS. Good. Turn the page. All right. The perimeter of a rectangle is 40 meters. The width is 4 meters less than the length. This is a big red flag right there. Be prepared for that. Okay. Let's go draw ourselves a picture and have it good here. So here's my rectangle. It says the perimeter of a rectangle. So that word in English means to add up all the sides, right, when we do our math. The perimeter is 40. Okay, step number 1, come up with letters for your things that you're talking about. So we're talking about length and width here, right? So I don't know, you can let the length be L and the width be W if you want. Okay, using the first sentence that I have, create an equation. You're going to have to create 2 equations, always 2. So the parameter would be to go all the way around. So I need 2 lengths and 2 widths would be 40. Step number 1, get your letters, then start creating your equations. The second sentence says the width means equals 4 meters less than. Now, when it says less than, we want to take away 4 from the length. So make sure you're careful about that. All right, good. Let's do substitution again. So we're going to substitute this stuff in over here where there's a W. So 2L plus 2, boom, there it is. Solve it. Add 8, so I have 4L equals 48 if I add 8 to both sides to zero it here. So L equals 12. So the length is 12 meters. Put that answer right back into here to find the width. So your width is 8 meters. Make sure when it says dimensions, you state both. Okay. Of course, you could go and check it. I won't take the time to do that at this time. Okay, money applications. Here we go. Gary had a total of $260 in $5 bills and $10 bills. If he has 33 bills in total, how many of each denomination does he have? Money applications always have 2 equations, and here's what they're about. One is about how many bills you have. Or coins or whatever. And one equation will be the value of your money. Okay, so one will be about the number and one will be about the actual value of the dollars you have. All right, so in this case, we have $5 bills and $10 bills. Give yourself some variables. Let X be the $5 bills. This is how many of those 5s you have in your wallet. Okay, and let Y be the $10 bills, how many of them you have. All right, so I know that together, all my bills together is 33. Now I've got to talk about, so this is the number of the bills. Now I have to talk about what's the dollar value. Well, each of these $5 bills is worth $5, and the Y bills are worth each $10. And altogether, I had $260. See it? So each of these bills is worth $5, and each of these is worth $10. Okay, there's your 2 equations. You can solve it either by substitution or elimination. Because I've done substitution a few times, let's use elimination. Let's eliminate the x's. So I'm going to times this by -5 and copy it down here. 33 times 5 is 165. Could have done that in my head. And now you will combine. Those will be eliminated. And you will have 5y equals 425. And you will divide by 5. And get that there are 85 $10 bills. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. Something went wrong here. Oh, I see. I forgot to put the negative right here. Oh, so big deal. Okay, so if that happens, something went wrong. I knew it was wrong. 85 $10 bills would be $850. You don't have that many. You only have $260. So that's a good check. So I'll leave that in there so you double check that. 95. And 95 divided by 5 is 19 $10 bills. So that accounts for 190 of our dollars. And then you have to put that back in. So we know that x plus 19 is 33. So 33 minus 19 is going to be 14 $5 bills. Good, and that's your answer. You could check it. I'm not going to. Let's go on. Last question. Laura invested her inheritance of $48,000 into 2 different mutual funds. At the end of 1 year, she had earned interest of 10.5% interest, and the other fund had earned 12% interest. If she received a total of $5,520 in interest, how much did she get in each fund? So sometimes the question helps to determine your variables. How much did she put in each fund? So let's say that X is what she put in, it's the money, so the amount in that she put in the 10.5% interest fund, and let Y be the amount that she put in the 12% interest fund. Okay, so sometimes the question helps you determine those. What I know is that together she had $48,000. Now let's talk about the interest. So when you earn interest, you have to take that percentage and times it by the amount you put in there. So in this case, I'm going to take that percent, which turns out to be 0.105, and multiply it by the amount of money that I put in that fund. I'm going to add that to the other interest that I earned in the other fund, which was the percentage times by the amount of money I put in that fund. And altogether, my interest received was $5,520. Get it? So that is your the 2 equations that you need. I would probably, I don't care what you want to do. If you want to times one equation by 0.12, or if you want to use substitution, it doesn't really matter. I'll do it by elimination again. So I will multiply this one by, let's get rid of the y's. So a negative 0.12. So that, put it down here. Negative 0.12x minus 0.12y equals 48,000 times negative 0.12 is negative 5760. Okay, my y's will be eliminated. I'll have 0.105 minus 0.12, which will be a negative 0.015x equaling, whoops, that is very messy. And 5760 minus 5520 is going to be negative 240. It's okay if it's a negative because the other side is a negative. And now I will divide by negative 0.015 and get x to be 16,000. Okay, that's how much she put in the first account. So then the other option would be, you can plug it back in. So I know that 16,000 plus y was equal to 48,000. So when you subtract 48 minus 16, right, you get y to be 32,000. So that's the amount she put in the first at 10%, 10.5% interest. And this is the amount of money that she invested in the 12% interest account. Okay. Done deal.